Hey everyone, so today I just want to make a quick Blender tutorial on basics and some other random stuff that people might want to know. I'm also learning how to use Blender, so bear with me. If you have questions on what I'm saying, just comment it below and I will be there to help you because I am so kind. So yeah, like and subscribe if you enjoy the video. I'll only be covering what I actually know, so I'm not misleading you in any direction. So I only know about 3 modes, and like truly know about 3 modes, and I only use 2 modes. So there's object mode, edit mode, and sculpt mode. Sculpt mode is like when you want to make, I've seen people use it to make a face, you know. It's when you want to make these like really detailed oriented things, that's like faces, I don't know, maybe yarn. That's a really weird comparison, but like really detailed things, and that's why there's so many like things you can do with it. I never really use it, but I do know about it enough to talk about it. Edit mode. That allows you to actually do things to the object, you know? So you can move these things. You can move these things like the vertices. You can move edges and scale edges. You can rotate edges. And there's object mode. Now, object mode, what makes it so different is the fact that you can't do those things. The things you can do in edit mode, you can't do it in object mode. So edit mode is just more complex, where object mode is like more simple, you know what I mean? So you can really just scale it like the normal X, Y, Z. It's not really anything special. Those are 3 modes that I know. Okay, now I'm going to teach you how to add an object into, you know, the space. Now, there's object here, but that's just what you can do to it. It's not actually getting an object. You want to go over here, where is add, and you can add these things. A lot of stuff. There's curves, there's surfaces. I really just use this. I don't really use anything else here, but you can use them. You can even add text. But yeah, this is pretty cool, you know, so it's really cool. And then we can see what that is like. That's really cool. Yeah. So that's how you add an object. To delete an object, you want to right click and go down here to delete. You can also just click X like they say, and I'm gonna do that. Delete. It's very simple. The shortcut for adding an object is Shift A. I always use this. I don't typically go here, but if you want to, that works too. So I'm gonna add a cube in, and I'm gonna add a sphere in. I'm gonna move it, and I'm gonna delete it because who wants a sphere? Not me. And that's how you add objects and delete objects. Pretty simple, right? Now, I don't really know what this is called, but it's very helpful to me sometimes because it just is. It allows me to look at a certain angle and only that angle. So I'm gonna show you what that would look like. So if I click this negative X, I can see this part of the cube only, and I can always get out of it. If I go click Z, I'm seeing the top of the cube, and if I click Y, I'm seeing the side of the cube. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. It just helps you look at certain parts of what you're making, and it can be really helpful sometimes. I'm not really sure what people call it. And again, I'm only covering what I do know, so I don't mislead you, and then you don't, and then you hate on me. So this will allow you to see through the objects. It's kind of like an X-ray. They call it the wireframe. This is solid. I would like to call it like solid mode. Yeah, they call it solid. And it just makes everything without color. So it does not have any color. So if you just want to focus on the modeling itself, then this is probably what you would do. I would do it too. This is material preview. So this is like render. This is like the render mode right here, but it only takes in the edits you have made. So the colors and stuff like that, you know, it's just what you have added to make this look better. I'm gonna do a quick example, I guess. So we don't know what this is yet, but I'll get into it later. So we're gonna have a color here, and it's pink. It's very pretty pink. And then I move here and it gets darker. So this has all the environmental factors. This is the rendered mode, I would call it, and they call it rendered here too. So it takes in all environmental factors like sun, reflection, shadows, all that good stuff. But in the material preview mode, it really just takes in what you have made. I hope that makes sense. And then there's tabs here. So again, I'm only covering what I truly know. Since we already have this opened, this is where you can change colors. They call it materials. So what I truly know is you can change like what it might look like. So emission, it will give it a neon effect. Let me go in rendered mode here so you can have a better vision of it. But it gives a neon effect. The glossy gives like a reflecting effect. Background gives a really bright effect, which is what I noticed. Metallic, it just gives like a metal effect. I hope that makes sense. So it really just allows you to change what you want the cube to actually look like, or the object to look like, in terms of colors, textures, all that good stuff. This wrench right here is called the modifiers. So the normal modifiers I would use would be subdivide. So let's show you what subdivide is. Subdivide is typically what I would use instead of getting the sphere, because it's much easier to edit. Solidify is another modifier that I'm familiar with. Does this. Oh yeah, it just makes it thicker, honestly. So that's what those do. For subdivision, again, like, I very much recommend it. Use it. It's going to be very helpful. That's how I made all my things, all my designs on my channel for my shorts. Like, it's much better, you know what I mean? Instead of using a sphere where it has so many faces, well, you can just, do this. And it's so much easier instead of having to select like so many of these individual tiny spaces to make it move. World. This is again for the rendered mode, and it takes in aspects of the environment. So we can do that here, but it wouldn't necessarily work in this mode, which is what they call the material preview, So this takes in, world is just like the environment they're in and how you want to edit it yourself. I never really use this, but I think it's just also taking place in the environmental aspect of things. I'm not covering what I don't know. this is like, this is honestly more for, I feel like if I remember correctly, this is for the animation. You can see it right here. So when you animate, there's frame rates and stuff like that. That's what that's for. And this is resolution, which is like the size of an image, stuff like that. And this, I think I gotten into this already, but I can say it again. So cycles looks more like this. It's really just how you render it. It's if you want it to look like this, you can. If you want it to look like solid mode, I guess you can. If you want it to look like cycles mode, you can. It's just editing the environmental aspect so you can make your design look pretty for your final results. A few shortcuts that we gotten into or didn't get into. I'm just gonna say them all here. Might be a reminder, who knows. So Shift A allows you to add whatever you want. So I'm gonna add a cube so we can do what we gotta do, okay? Now, this is probably going to be the most helpful to you. So when you're moving objects or scaling objects or rotating objects, to scale an object, you would click S, make it bigger. Now, let's say you want it to move along the Y-axis, so you would just click Y, and then you're scaling it along that axis. If you want to move it along the X-axis, you click X, and you're scaling it along that axis. And if you want to move it along the Z-axis, whatever you call it, you click Z and move it along that. So it's very helpful in terms of that. Now, right click if you want to undo everything you did. But again, obviously you can also do Command or Control Z if you want to do what you did. It works. But you only right click to undo what you did if you're not done editing it. So I'm still moving it, so if I regret my decision of moving it, right click. But let's say I've clicked it and I was like, okay, oh shoot, this actually looks horrible. Command Control Z. Now for movement, you want to click G. You can move it. Same for the scale. X, move it along X-axis. Y-axis, Z, Z-axis, you know? It's very simple, I promise. And then rotate, I think you've guessed it by now. X, Y, Z. Very simple. Now, I want you to click Tab and go into edit mode. That's how you go into edit mode. That's how you switch between object and edit mode. Just tap, that's it, very simple. If you don't want to do that, like I said, you can just click it and do what you got to do here. You can do the same thing, like I said. So let's say you want to scale just this part, you can. It's that simple. Don't allow it to do this, that's really bad. Just make it really close. Like you really don't want to do that, but yeah. You can scale faces. And you can actually go into these little modes here, and this is a vertex. A vertex is these tiny things. So when you click vertex, it allows you just to select a vertex. When you click edge, it allows you to select just an edge, as you can see, and I can scale an edge, I can move an edge, I can rotate an edge. And then a face, the faces select. You can just select a whole face. So these are pretty helpful. I use them all the time. So that's for that. But you can still scale, move, and rotate these vertices, these edges, and these faces. And that's also what this is here. Move, rotate, scale. Transform is just all of them combined. I don't recommend it, but if you do, it's helpful. Just it's right there. Something I do like is they also tell you some shortcuts if you need to know. So it's right here. These are all the shortcuts. Now, extrude. I use it a lot. You can extrude outward, you can extrude inward. I'm gonna show you what that would mean. Extrude is like moving it out and extending it. So let's say I'm extruding it like this, and you can also use XYZ. But in this case, I wouldn't really. I feel like it's kind of obvious what I want here. So Z would move it up and down, extending it up and down. Y would extend it side to side, and X, which is what I prefer, would extend it outward and inward. And to do that, the shortcut for that is E. I is called insert faces. So when you do that, you can simply just make more faces. I feel like it's pretty like obvious when you do it, but this is what it does. And that's it. And you can extrude those parts instead. Now, if you don't want to do I for whatever reason, because you might forget, I guess, you can always extrude, right click, S, scale it down, and then boom, insert faces. I'm gonna say it again. Extrude, right click, scale down, and boom. Bevel, the shortcut for that is Control B. I personally never use this, but this is this is just insert faces. Hold on, guys. Let's say I'm beveling it. This is why I don't use it, but it does this for you. I don't know why anyone would want this. In this clip, it was actually very confusing the way I explained it, so I'm going to explain it my way. So, to multi-select, you can obviously do box select, which is pretty simple. But if you want to like deselect some stuff, you could do shift click or command click, command control, either one. I prefer doing command click because it's just easier for me that way to decipher. And if you want to multi-deselect, you would want to do box select and like command, and to multi-select, you would probably do shift and box select. Hopefully that makes sense. Sum it up. Shift click to select, command click to deselect, shift box select to multi-select, and and then command box select to multi-deselect. Confusing, I know. Loop cut. Helpful sometimes. I don't use it a lot, but it could be helpful for you. So you loop cut it, and it basically just like separates for you. You can say how many cuts you want. Don't make it too many, guys, if you want your life to be easy, but who knows, maybe you need to make it a lot. Let's just work with this many for now, and then you can do it like this too, so then it could be like a 4x4, 16 squares. It's so fun. If you don't want to do it that way, you can just subdivide it and they do it for you. It works that way too. And it's quite literally loop cut, but it really just works the way you want it to. Loop cut is more of something you control. Subdivide that way. Right click, subdivide. It's just easier for me. I prefer. I really hope this tutorial is working. I'm just going over the basics now. My gosh. These are just the basics. I'm sorry if I didn't explain it as much as you wanted me to. I'm learning also. I'm just doing this because I feel like it and it was requested. So if you have any questions about everything you just saw about the basics, just comment and I'll answer to the best of my ability. So I'm gonna cover how to color certain objects and how to color in general. So because I don't want to make something for you guys, I'm just going to do my Shift A, my handy dandy Shift A, and then click monkey here, and they have the monkey for me. And I'm going to teach you guys how to color this monkey however you want. This is showing me all environmental factors. I don't want to look into that right now, so I'm going to go here instead. First, we're going to make our first material, and I'm going to color it brown because I can and I want to. Hopefully it's a good brown. I'm not really good at finding the browns. It's really difficult sometimes. Let's see. Is that pretty good? Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. I'm going to call this main to understand that this is the main part of the monkey. Now, what if I want the eyes to be black, right? So I'm going to... Oh my gosh. This is very difficult sometimes. So first of all, make sure you have your faces selected here. And remember when I said shift click to select, I'm going to select all of these. You can also box select. And I'm going to do that for this eye also. And I am going to add a material and assign it, make new, and I'm going to call it E pupils because it's going to be black, and I want that to be black. So we're going to change the color to black. Oh my gosh, let me change it to black. Anyways, this is what it looks like now. Very pretty monkey. I feel like I want to shade it smooth. You can shade things smooth. Whoa, that looks quite disturbing. It looks a little too disturbing. Subdivide look like. That's better. That's way better. Way better. Anyways, I'm going to shade smooth for the sake of my soul. We can subdivide it later. We're gonna make this thing look good. So we're gonna go back to the colors, obviously. I'm not sure if the inside is pink, but let's make it pink because we can. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna just do the box select. Oh gosh, guys, oh gosh, okay. And we're going to new inside ears. That's what I'm gonna name it. Assign inside ears. And then I'm gonna make it pink because I want it to be pink. I want it to be like a blush pink. That's not blush pink, but it'll do. The mouth is going to be black also. So now, if you want to do this, you can. So you can also assign other parts of it by just selecting it and clicking assign. But for this case, I'm just going to do that. But if you want to make a separate material for the mouth, you can. I think I'm going to keep the nose the way it is. It looks happier that way. This part, on the other hand, I kind of want it to be a lighter shade of brown. I don't know why, it just feels right. I don't know if monkeys are meant to have that. I actually don't know if I'm coloring this monkey right at all, really, but you know what? It's the thought that counts. We're making this monkey beautiful and happier. That's all that matters right now. So, add, I don't know what to call it, so I'm just gonna leave it the name it is. And we are gonna make it a darker color. You know what? Did that really, well, technically, look, we can check, we can fix it, guys. We can fix it. I don't think I even assigned it. Wait, yes I did, for sure I did. No, I didn't even assign it, guys. That's my first mistake. I should have assigned it. I forgot. I'm not listening to my own instructions. Guys, don't do what I did. Let's make it like that. We'll do that. Let's select it. I'm just gonna do this part because I don't want to reselect all of that stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna click here, I'm gonna assign it. Oh, that's not flattering at all. But you know what, we can fix it. It's fine. Let's make it like that. It looks better anyway. It looks better like that. You know what? I want the nose to be neon, and I want it to be neon, and I want it to be a different color. So I'm gonna make it a different color because I can. I'm gonna make it this color, and then make it darker. And then I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna click emission. I just forgot. You can't do it like that. But I'm gonna click emission anyway, and then I'm gonna change the color to what I want it to be. And then it's gonna be emitting everything you need to know. Now, to make sure it's actually neon, I'm going to make the brightness to white, and it's neon. And I'm so sorry for how it looks like right now. Let me make it Eve. It looks so good. So good. It looks neon, for sure. You can see it too. It's neon. So, now, that's essentially how you color what you gotta color. Remember, solid mode takes out all of the colors. You don't want to do it that way. You either go here, or you go here. It's either those two. It's very difficult to color something you can't really see. Unless you know what you're doing, then go ahead. Now, like I said, I want to make this monkey very beautiful because it deserves it, so we're going to make it pretty. I'm going to make it pretty. It looks very creepy right now. It's completely fine. But this is our monkey. Say hi, monkey. Oh gosh, the ears are so ruined. But it's okay. The monkey loves you guys. One of the asks was how to make an eye socket, which is a really weird question, honestly. But they're just asking me how to like make holes and something, so that's what I'm here to do. I made a really quick head. Is it shaded smooth? Let's check. I would like this to be shaded smooth if not already. Okay, it is. That's good, I guess. So I will show you how I made the head after, because that's what I was asked. It's not a perfect head. I'm not showing you how to make the neck because the neck is ugly. But the head, apparently it's good. I disagree, but hey, it is what it is. So, to make eye sockets, first off, you need the sculpt mode. As you can see, I kind of retried it here just to make sure. And you need to make sure that it looks scary, that the thing you're sculpting is very, very subdivided. If you don't know how to do that, click A, do this, and click subdivide, because otherwise it's not going to work the way you want it to, and it's going to make very big holes. And you don't want to make very big holes. We can actually see if it makes that effect here too. Yeah, like it's going to do this. You see what I'm saying? It's going to do that. And we don't want to do that. We want it to work. That's what we want to do. So now once you've made it look like it's completely blacked out, it should look like it should look like this by the time you scroll out of it. That's what it should look like. Or enough, near that. If you have like really bad, like if your computer doesn't run well, I don't really know how it'll be, but I have an idea because I used to have a really bad computer that didn't work at all. Anyways, let's get into it. So I'm gonna use draw because I never really sculpted before, but I kind of know what to do. If you have, then this is gonna be great, I guess. So first, make the radius small. Make it like the size of the eye socket, you know. And then click subtract, because of what add does, it's gonna add to the to it. It's gonna add to the shape, and I don't want to do that because we're making eye sockets, so that equals. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna zoom in, maybe like that. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty okay in my opinion. We should smooth that out after, but yeah. Essentially, these are eye sockets, right? That is what you asked for the person who asked for it. So, yeah, I think there's a smooth tool actually, which is, okay, it's perfect, okay. We kind of smooth it out. It's gonna give it a clay effect. So I'm gonna smooth it out. You know, just smooth it out like that. I don't really know if you want to add it or subtract it, but I'm adding it. It looks really creepy. Just smooth it out. Let's actually smooth this out. Let's smooth the whole thing out. Smooth it out. Smooth it out. Make your eyes pretty. Don't let it look like that from the side view. Oh gosh. Okay. Anyways, I only care about front view anyway, so who cares? This is still incredibly scary, but that's the tutorial for eye sockets. But yeah, if you want to do it another way, which is the way I don't recommend, just make it go inward. Just like find a, like, let's say this part, just make it go inward like that. It's horrible though. It's really scary. And then you can just smooth it out. Oh shoot, that's not the smooth tool. That is not the smooth tool. That's really bad. And then you could smooth it out. So you could also do it like that if that helps. It might be a bit more helpful. I honestly like this way too. So that's another way, and then you could make the eye, make that head shape earlier. Only the head though, not really good with the neck. So get the sphere that I chose. I'm hoping you can figure out which one I chose. Choose that very bottom vertex. Keep clicking this button, make sure it's blue, and then wherever you want it to go, just move it there, and then increase the size. Not too much, just enough. And then what I would do is unclick this and kind of increase that a bit, you know. And that's how I made my head shape. It's very simple head shape. I'm not really sure how heads look. I really just did it to do it. It's not perfect, I know. Next, I would just smooth it out, if you will. I feel like this is too smooth, guys. Is this even smoothing it out? Yeah, it is. Somehow it is. That's a little scary, if you ask me. But, yeah, it's just smoothing it out. I'm going to make this a little less stronger, you know, because that was incredibly strong. Well, it really just got rid of that. Okay, let's, like, remove the strength. It's a little bit strong, you know. A little bit strong. But, like, I didn't even realize I didn't hear that part yet. But, oh, how can I forget? That's fine. No wonder I'm dumb. Oops, well, that's a lot. If you want it to, you know, if you want this to be sculptable, subdivide until it's black, okay? Which is like this black. And then, go to sculpt mode. And then you have so much more freedom. I'm gonna make the brush bigger now that I've subdivided it until it's black. Sorry. I just love saying that. Anyways. This is honestly how I do it. Very simple, because I like to make things easy for myself, especially when I'm not, like, the best at this. I'm learning with you. The neck would typically go here, like, where it's kind of indenting. I mean, I could try. It's not gonna be great. I think you guys are looking for greatness, so I'm sorry if you clicked on this video. Try to believe in me, I'm so sorry if you don't like it. But that's just how I made my head shape. The neck, like I said, would go here, I would say. Ooh. I mean, I could try to sculpt it with whatever this is. You know, it's possible, very much possible. I just have to make sure I know what I'm doing. Keep trying, though. That low-key looks like a foot. Like the ball of a foot or something, but yeah, I'm just gonna keep on increasing it. The neck should keep on. I'm really working on this side. You should probably make it more even. Oh gosh, we don't want it to have scoliosis or whatever. Just want it to be a normal neck, guys. Okay, it's definitely shifting. It's definitely gonna be a person with some scoliosis. That's no joke. But yeah, it's something. All right. Yeah, you probably would want to sculpt. I'm thinking if you want to make something more like these humans, animals, and stuff like that, you probably would want to lean towards the sculpting bit. So learn some sculpting. That's probably going to help you out a lot. I'm not really good at it, but hey, maybe you will be. Hey, my neck isn't half bad. Wow. I really lost some faith in myself when it came to this neck. Okay, let's, like, this is looking a little bit, you know, stiff. This is definitely not for you if you want to make, like, a realistic, a little object that I can say with confidence. You do not want to make a real. You don't want to follow this if you want to make something really realistic. It's not your way. Okay, it's not the way to go. But hey, if you like it, then thanks. I appreciate it. I'm gonna just do some quick subdivision. Yeah. Sorry, I don't really know what to say at this point. Smooth, shade smooth, like anyone else would. I'm going to go here, add a skin tone, you know, because it's supposed to be human. I'm not really good at the skin tone part, but hey. This is gonna be their skin tone. Guys, I'm sorry if this is not the smooth you wanted. I could try making it more smooth. It won't be easy, but I'll try my best. Smooth it out for me. And then let's make it stronger, I guess, because I didn't really make it that strong. I just kind of did whatever I wanted, but then, ooh, it's really just defined it right there. Okay, I feel like that's pretty good, if you ask me. Alright, I'll try to smooth this part out a little bit more. And it's really smooth. It's very smooth. Great stuff. So, now you have your head shape. I'm gonna make this environment a bit better by if I make it black, it's gonna be too difficult to see. I'm gonna make it like a darker gray, I guess, just like that. The sun, I don't have a sun, so yeah, we kind of have to rely on the background. But yeah, it looks like this. Hopefully you like it. Subscribe if you like it. Drop down more stuff and ideas you want to see from me in the comment section down below. This is what you're gonna look like if you don't subscribe. Okay, maybe I shouldn't say that, but this is what some people look like, and there's no hate towards that. Anyone could look like this. Though, like Bill say, this person looks so good. You can't lie to me. You cannot lie to me. Yeah, I'll drop the makeup tutorial that they're using for you guys because I know you want it. So yeah, like and subscribe, please. I worked hard. Is this tutorial for you? Technically no, but am I still making it for you guys to see? Sure. Hopefully you benefit. I don't know if you'll benefit. Hopefully you do. Have a good day. Goodbye.